Okay, welcome fight enthusiasts to the Seconds Out podcast, proudly brought to you by the Cornerman Singapore. Get ready to lace up your gloves and dive headfirst into the sweet science of boxing and the world of martial arts. Whether you're a seasoned warrior or a curious newcomer to the fight game, we've got your corner covered. We're your hosts, Chris and Lucas, and in this opening episode, we are laying the foundation for a series that values passion and knowledge. We invite you to join us as Seconds Out unfolds gently, inviting you into the world where passion quietly meets the discipline of the sweet science. So, Lucas, for this first episode, we would like to explore the start of your MMA/slash boxing journey. So, take it away, man.
Damn, wow, you're really like putting me on the pedestal right there. But like, thank you so much, Chris. I think you don't give yourself too much enough credit lah. But yeah, maybe let me just like to start off that let me give you an introduction as to who I am, to those who are listening.
Yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
so essentially, yeah, my name is Lucas. I'm 24 this year, and when it comes to MMA/slash boxing, essentially I started, taking up MMA first, like in during polytechnic, my polytechnic times. So like I took it up about 5 to 6 years back when I just started like when I was 17. Is that oh dude, that's actually quite a long time already. That's about maybe 7 years. Yeah, but I've only recently started competing seriously in boxing after I ended my NS, like my NS period or which was about 2 years.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
I thought before that you
Yeah.
were doing boxing.
Sorry. Okay, I guess you could say I took boxing seriously uh only after NS, but I eventually I started off from an MMA CCA in poly, and then after that slowly gravitated towards boxing. Yeah, with you know jumping to different gyms, just trying out, doing it casually. Yeah. Only then did I decide, like after NS, where I finally, like, had the freedom to do what I want. So which is why I decided to join like Spartans Bukit Timah, and then I had my first taste of competitive boxing lah. Yeah, yeah, which
Okay,
was like yeah.
okay.
Anything else?
So,
Yeah.
okay, let's bring you back to the first time you ever thought about doing martial arts. You said you started off MMA, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like the reason why I started
yeah, so let me bring you back there. Like, what were your thoughts? Um, how
mm,
did you figure where to start? Because I'm sure a lot of
yeah,
people want to start. I mean, I know a lot of people who have been talking about joining Muay Thai, joining MMA, joining
yeah, definitely.
yeah, and it's always like down to a lack of time or just inaction in general. Like yeah, so just bring us through that journey and let us figure.
Sure. Well, actually, it's quite how to say, it's kind of like those comic books where you always read like the guy comes from nothing, like he wants to prove his worth. I felt like I really resonated with that side of, like, that storyline.
Mm-hmm.
Because I guess you could say, like, the reason why I joined it after secondary school, right? We're talking in a Singapore context, lah, right? Like after secondary school, it's like it's really just uh, you know, in the past, like back in secondary school, I used to get like bullied lah by, how to say, it's not the kind where it's like hardcore comic book bullying, but it's more of like, the kind of bullying where it's like it is quite gradual. Like people wouldn't think that, like, you will be affected by it, but yeah, but I guess I did have a bit of self-confidence issues back then. On top of that, I think like I was from a neighborhood school and I don't know whether this is common knowledge or not but which is it's like, there will always be like those internal sparring in the
Internal
toilets and that kind of
sparring.
thing. Yeah. Sorry, is this even like common knowledge? I don't think it is lah.
I've never experienced internal sparring in my school.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Wait, let's not
Yeah,
name the schools here, man. That's
yeah, definitely no names here lah. I'm not gonna throw down any names, or like, I think the past is the past. But yeah, I basically, that was the really like the real reason why I joined it lah, was more of like I sort of lost one of those sparring matches when they like sort of like pushed me into it, and like, I had to like,
it. Wait,
Yeah, I
hold
had to like
hold up.
survive, you know.
Actually, like it,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was
yeah.
a weekly sparring session.
Wait, I never told you this, right? I never told you this, right?
Oh, not at
Last time.
all.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so essentially like how it works, right? Is like, you back in secondary school, like you cannot go for the head lah, otherwise you're gonna have bruises all over, right?
Wait,
So
god damn, that's
it's
hardcore, bro.
that's why they call it square box, you know. Wow,
Serious,
it sounds so like like a young punk, you know, like a
dude.
YP.
Hey, bro, this is news to me, man. I've never heard of this anywhere else.
Yeah, so quite daunting lah. Even quite daunting for me back then lah. Like it's like you go up against your classmates. Then after that, like you go and like try to score as many points on the chest. So actually, I would like after secondary school, every time I came back home, I had a lot of bruises on my chest. But
Holy
yeah, but it can't be seen lah. Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Oh,
that was, yeah. I don't even know how it started lah. But I didn't partake in it like every day, that kind of thing. It was more of like a two-time thing. Yeah, maybe like I went twice. Yeah, I got my ass beat by the way. Yeah.
hey,
So
but
really, really,
now,
oh,
bro,
yeah. What you say? Sorry.
look at where you are at now.
Still a work in progress. I really like to think that like
Yeah,
whatever I have learned, like it doesn't stop there lah.
yeah. As with
Yeah.
everything,
Mm,
yeah,
yeah. So like sorry, I think I sidetracked a bit. Let me get back to like when I started and why
yeah,
I started
yeah,
lah. Yeah. The why is I'm sure you kind of understand where I'm coming from lah. Where like I wanted to like I wanted to defend myself. I wanted to like I want to instill that confidence in me, where like I don't need to partake in street fights when I can believe in my own like abilities. Like you get what I mean? Where the
yeah,
more like people
yeah,
start to learn martial arts, right,
yeah,
the less violent people become. Because
yeah,
they
yeah.
know what they're capable of doing. I'm sure you know like you actually you did taekwondo in the past as well, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That brings me to the first
Mm,
article that we ever wrote for the Corner Man.
mm,
Like
mm.
it,
Yeah.
it is really true that journey of learning how to defend yourself and learning how to fight, how to really injure someone, I would say,
Mm,
that you learn the value of control
right.
and you
True,
don't
true.
actually want to inflict that kind of damage on other people. I mean, sparring aside, sparring is like great,
You
like a
get a
good exercise.
nosebleed, that
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
thing.
yeah. Those are fine, but I'm talking about like real fight, like you really with the intention of killing someone.
Yes, yeah, I totally agree. That is on another level on its own, and that is definitely not what martial arts is trying to teach people lah. I think that's based on my experience. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You for to be honest, right, when I joined like MMA, right, I didn't really want to do MMA. I wanted to do Muay Thai specifically. Just cause like, I felt like Muay Thai was a more like quote unquote more applicable martial arts on the street. Like it was such a teenage boy kind of thinking, like
I,
teenage boy mindset there.
I mean,
Yeah.
okay, is there truth to that though? Do you think there are some okay, do you think there are some martial arts that like totally would not work on the streets?
Well, this is definitely a topic that we can discuss for a long while. But I'm sure I have my thoughts as well. I always think that like okay, let me like summarize this in like one simple like sentence, like where the best martial arts, right, come from the ground up. Does it
Okay.
make sense to you?
Yeah, yeah, makes
where
sense.
where martial arts that are focused more on the ground, more on like in terms of wrestling takedowns, in terms of your BJJ, your jiu-jitsu, those are more foundational skills where you really, like you will be you will feel more secure outside on the street, because anything can happen. And then as you go up the body, right, impact on straight to like from your legs to your fists to your head, that's where like your stand-up striking boxing comes in. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, I also
mm,
mentioned on that article that there's
yeah,
really four criteria for martial arts to work lah. The
mm,
person
mm,
needs to be the same size, must not have background in martial arts. What else? Must not have a weapon and
mm,
is alone
mm.
in a 1v1 situation. Because
So many factors, right?
yeah, exactly. So anything other than that, I don't think any martial arts can 100% guarantee you like a win in those
Yeah,
situations. Yeah.
That's why very, very like almost like an expectations versus reality kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So what you watch on UFC and One Championship is like it's
yeah.
a controlled environment, and there are
Yeah.
rules, there are regulations, and
You're not gonna fight in an
yeah,
octagon
you're
like
not gonna get
middle of
jumped.
cut.
Like you know that the opponent is in front of you, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think when you're starting out your martial arts journey, really just pick something that you like. Not just because
Yeah.
someone says that, oh, this is useful in a street fight, or you get discouraged from joining something that you like because someone said, it's not gonna work on the streets, it's useless, blah,
Yeah,
blah,
yeah.
blah.
That's why you should follow what you are interested in lah, in terms of the discipline of the sport or like in terms of martial arts. Yeah. But
Because,
back then, right? Back
yeah,
then, actually, there was only two CCAs. Like they were very prominent. There was Santa, but it was
yeah,
mainly like mixed martial arts and Muay Thai. Yeah.
okay,
So
okay.
actually, like my friend kind of like brought me in, like jolted me lah. Kind of asked me to join a mixed martial arts orientation camp. And then from there, like once you sort of like meet like new faces, once you sort of like acquaint yourself with like the general community, you're sort of like your journey begins as a year one student there in poly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I joined. That's how I joined MMA lah. That's how I started like wearing my first pair of gloves, like donning my first pair
And
of gloves. Or
actually
like
that first time is something special.
yeah, it was like $4 gloves. It was like
Wait,
it was like
$4? Where did you get those?
no,
Where did you get
no,
those?
it's very funny. Those MMA how to say, like my batch mates, right? They will all know. It was like $4 gloves that they bought, like they mass bought it, like on like a Taobao or something. MMA gloves, by the way, not
Oh my
even boxing.
God.
Yeah, it was damn trashy gloves, like I was wearing like I don't even know like it didn't even fit my hand well, like but I was so happy. I was like, wow. Back then
Man,
I was excited.
it's something
Yeah.
special, that first glove.
Yeah, man. I immediately bought gloves. The next thing you know what I bought?
What?
I bought a groin guard.
Groin guard?
I bought a Thai I think it was a twins Muay Thai cup where it's not even like it's not like you have to literally tie the string.
Yeah,
It's like yeah, tie it together to wear it on.
you go.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
those were the minimum requirements to
Yeah,
start
fine.
the season.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about yourself? What were like the first like what was the first like piece of equipment that you ever like received? I'm
Oh,
sure your martial art. Yeah.
yeah,
So,
because I was in Taekwondo, so the first equipment was the gi,
mm,
and
mm.
I think it's called the gi.
Yeah,
And
yeah. In BJJ they call it the gi.
yeah, and the belt. So when you
Yeah.
first put that on, it's quite cool. But Taekwondo is really all about the art form and stuff. So a lot of the values in the traditional stuff is not a lot of action, not a lot of sparring, but it's more on the art side of martial
Two
art.
different Actually there's two different categories, right? One
Right.
is
There's one that is,
sparring, the other one is artistic. Sorry.
yeah, you're right. So
Oh, really?
in Taekwondo you learn both sides, sparring and the art form, like the patterns and stuff. And both can go on to become competitive. Like can be a competitive patterns specialist, or you can go on
Mm.
and become like a Olympic sparring champion. I don't know, but
Yeah.
yeah. So let me just bring you
Mm.
back to the start of the journey. So for people out there who are looking to start their journey in the martial arts, again, let me reiterate that you should do something that you like and not do something that you feel might come into use next time. Because let me tell you, I'm sure with Lucas it's the same thing. When as we got more and more into martial arts, uh, I don't
Yeah.
know, maybe because we're in Singapore, but we never had to use it outside of training.
I pray how to say, I really hope that I don't need to use it outside of training.
I mean,
Yeah.
back when I was still like training hardcore, I was like, okay, like deep down, I was praying for like an opportunity to use it to display what I have done. But no, like I never had to use it, and thank God I never had to use it.
You know,
So,
I once had as well. I actually had an encounter where
oh,
like I was up against like I don't even want to dive into the details of the story. Like those who know me definitely know this story. Like where I got chased down I was on a bike and I got chased down by a few guys.
wait, what?
Yeah.
Damn, son.
This was at like
Yo,
this
your
was
life is a freaking drama, dude.
yeah, I really don't want to like exaggerate it, but it's really what happened, like yeah, and back then I just started MMA. Like when I told you I started with that $4 MMA gloves. Not four. They were 4 ounce gloves, right? But they were also like $4.
Hmm.
Like I was like a really scrawny kid. Like I'm not saying that I am like damn big, like a big size now, but I really was like very skinny and like straight out of a comic book. And yeah, back then right, I always look back like I was so fortunate not to be like not like to get out of that situation lah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But was it like something that, wait, what caused it actually?
They were actually they're blocking the bicycle path with their motorbikes. Then I was like, uh I think they said something to me. Then after that I heard it and like, I was like, "Oi, you're not supposed to block the bicycle path." Then after that they were offended.
Oh,
Then after that I continued cycling. After that from behind I heard like sandals like I heard the sound of sandals lah, a pair of sandals like running, right, like just running noises lah. Then I look behind, he was chasing me down, dude. Then I was like, whoa, whoa, calm down. I said calm down, like then he tried to throw a punch. As he threw a punch, like I was on my bicycle, I cycled as fast as I could.
yeah.
Yeah. And then I outran them at the MRT.
Oh, that's cool. Wow. Okay, yeah, but
Wow.
I guess it's
Yeah.
safe to say, like, generally, if you don't try to cause trouble, not a
Yeah,
trouble
yeah, yeah.
will come to you, like generally.
Correct.
You definitely
Because,
won't really need to use
mhm.
what you learn. There's a very
Yeah.
fair chance, like 0.0000001% chance.
They always say the best, how to say, the best course of action when you are in a street fight. Do you know the answer to it, Chris?
For me, it would be to walk away.
Yes, it's to run away.
Yeah, to apologize, de-escalate, and walk away.
Especially in Singapore lah, let's be real lah.
Yeah, it's not
I,
worth it because let's say if you do get into a situation where you have to throw punches and like take the person
yeah,
down, in the end you're
sounds
still
very
in trouble. The law's gonna get to you.
sounds so badass, right? Like as though like you're just throwing ego into like into the picture. You're just like, who's the better man, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
Like yeah.
yeah.
I guess that's why, right? Everyone has an ego lah. Let's be real, like in life, everyone has an ego,
Yeah.
but it's where you choose to display that ego. Do you want to display in outside of the ring, or do you want to like prove your worth like illegally, like
Yeah.
in a that's where you see boxing, you see matches. That's
Yeah.
how maybe that's what inspires others as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well said, man. Okay, so
Mm,
do you
yeah.
have a piece of advice? Let's say maybe just a sentence that maybe you can whisper to people who are aspiring to become fighters, who are aspiring to join a gym, who is still on the fence. What do you want to say?
Okay, like coming from someone who really like I took a leap of faith lah, let's be real lah. I didn't even I like if I were to look back at my past self, I wouldn't have expected myself to be competing, like I feel like this is really from my experience alone. So if it was one sentence, uh I would say don't care about what others think of you, when it comes to martial arts or even anything in life. Because the moment you start thinking like, wow, how will people see me, right? You tend to just take a step back. You tend to you are afraid of the limelight. You're afraid of people judging you.
Yeah.
And because of that, you're not going to continue doing what you want. Yeah. I think
Mm.
the same can be said with boxing, because you know how like they always use the term like especially when you're watching UFCs, you know how people casuals like
Mm-hmm.
like a casual bunch, they like whoever like whoever like it's so easy to watch and comment and say like, oh, this guy's technique is wrong.
Yeah.
this guy is like clearly not doing it well, you know. Yeah, that sort of like really like, you know, made me overthink lah in the past lah. Like, then if they say like that, then what about like if I do it, then in the future, what if people say that about me? Yeah. But I guess like I really that's why I told you about my leap of faith lah, where I like after NS I really just decided I wanted to do this like proper. I just really like I love the concept of boxing lah. In a sense where I joined the gym not so much so to compete. I joined it because I liked it and I wanted to keep doing it. Yeah.
Mm,
Competing is only a bonus to me. Yeah. It's more of doing what you love. Yeah. So if it's two things that I can sort of like give out two pieces of advice is really number one is doing what you love, and number two is like don't let anyone judge what you love. Does it make sense?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
makes sense. Makes total sense, man. I think that would be great help to people
Mm,
who really want to start. So I think for
mm,
myself, one piece of advice to them
yeah.
is really just go for it, you know. Sometimes thinking about it too much is really just bad. So just go for
Yeah.
it. Uh,
Nike, man. Nike.
yeah, if you can afford it, if you have the time to do it, just go for it. You know. Yeah, just don't
Mm.
get yourself in debt trying to join expensive gyms and stuff when you can't afford it. But you know,
That's definitely also like I mean in the future when we have more episodes coming out also like what we can touch on is really like as I'm actually talking from my point of view lah, like from my perspective as a student, like then like you know, because I mean we are actually in uni lah, right? We're in uni right now,
yep.
but you know if there are like young like people younger than me like you know like back then I think I would like to think of budget as well, you know, like cost is definitely one of the major factors as to why people like you know choose to stop like taking it seriously.
Yeah, it's a
Just like
big thing. And just let me remind people that you can always start from home. Just
yeah.
keep it easy, keep it chill. Really go
Mm-mm.
for the basics. There are a bunch of stuff online that you can learn from. So
Yeah. We'll probably do a few like educational articles on based on like really like our experiences in martial arts lah. That the tried and tested like you know like trial and error kind of thing where we really went through it the hard way to understand like this is the best way forward kind of thing. Yeah.
yep, yep.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. But cost man, cost was really one of the reasons. Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah, sorry you were saying. Didn't want to cut you off.
yeah, man, that's awesome, man. That's an awesome conclusion to the first episode. Awesome.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I that flowed really, really well and yeah, we
yep, I
can
agree. So for those of you who are still interested, just subscribe to the Cornerman and you know, watch out for the next few episodes and follow us on Instagram.
yeah. Stay
Yep.
tuned for more updates.
Yeah,
Alright.
man. See you guys in the next one.
See ya.